What?
They're coming. I'm gonna call them
All right.
door by door again.
All
Okay.
right. Hey,
He answer?
welcome. Hey, we just glad to be back with you. We got Aja with us today. She wasn't with us Friday, so we're glad to have her back. And we're gonna be continuing on the topic of relationships. But before I get into that, I just want to thank everybody for supporting our website, going there, getting the stuff that you need for yourself. You know, we make it, we take it. Hey, you know, you guys feel like it's something there that you need, by all means get it, because it's all good.
Yeah.
We don't make nothing that's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, for the body and for the what you would call your soul, because we put our energy in it. So.
Right, and that's really for those who haven't bought anything, because really, you know, a lot of your followers are buying the product and using the product, and things are going well. We're going to put some testimonials up about the root chakra package for, you know, STIs and herpes and, you know, things like that. So thank you guys. We appreciate you.
Yes. So let's get to it. Back to relationship. Remember what we leave with. To find time to spend with yourself. We said in order for you to be what you would call available for somebody else, because we get in these relationships, we be like, oh, I love you, but then that love is not extended to yourself. So in reality, you don't love them. You don't love nobody. Outside of yourself, the love that you carry for yourself is the love that you're able to share with others. You cannot give what you don't have. So we need to quit pretending like, oh, yeah, I love you, when you showing the individual by your actions that you're not really loving yourself. What actions is that? Hey, I could name 100,000. Worrying, talking crazy about what they not doing, expressing your disappointment in the things that you thought they was gonna do. What we got to remember is this: when you accept somebody into your life, what you're telling them is that you're accepting them, even when they have the mask up. Because see, it's your responsibility
To see through the mask.
to see through the mask, because it always reveals itself. Nothing is hidden to those whose eyes are open. So sometimes our eyes get clouded because of our desire for companionship. So instead of us looking critically at what's going on with the individual that we have in this relationship with, we make excuses like we do for our own self. Oh, well, you know, I know this happened, so they acted like that. That's insane.
And you know, I just wanted to add, out of our desire for companionship, a lot of times what happens is we'll bring the thing to us that really we're challenged with, you know. So that's how the mask comes. How it comes like a bunch of smoke and mirrors. You don't even know, because it's like, oh, I like this type of woman. Or I like this type of man. And so it comes up in the way, in the form, or, you know what I mean, that is palatable to you.
Exactly.
And then, you know, you find out it looks a certain way, but then they're, you know, a liar.
And what's that a reflection of? It's a reflection of you. Because remember, you bought it to yourself. Nothing in this universe that we live in is by chance. It's not by accident. It's not by coincidence. It's by design. So you have to ask yourself. That's why I say it's so important to get a relationship with yourself. Most folks don't even know what that means, to have a relationship with yourself. What do that really mean? What is the self you're going to have a relationship with is the first thing. And that self that you're going to have a relationship is that part of you that warns you about disaster when you're going towards it. That part of you that tells you, oh, you don't have to worry about this because this is done already. When you know it within yourself that, oh, I know I got this. I already feel it. I already know it. It's a knowing. So in coming to know yourself, you become acquainted with the knowing part of your life. Knowing the directions that you need to go in. Knowing the people that you need to allow in. It's all about knowing. So, again, here we are discussing what? Relationships. Something that we have with everybody. We have relationships with our mothers, our fathers, our friends, our peers that we work with. All those things constitute relationships. And those relationships directly affect us. Why? Because they are a reflection of us. So, what you're reflecting is what's going to be reflected back to you. So when you're with somebody and you're talking about how messed up they are, and you're with them, what's that saying about you? That's saying that you messed up too, ain't it? So when we start getting ourselves together, then we can change the whole. But it starts with us. It's like we did this walk and this meditation, and it was all based on us being the change that we want to see. The things that you desire to see changed, let that be part of your existence. You want to see change it within you. So then once you change it within yourself, guess what? Everything around you have to fall in place. Why? Because the energy that you're putting out there is that of change.
And for those where it's a little harder to understand, I love to give musical examples. Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. I mean, listen, play the song. Listen to the song. Listen to the words, right?
Right.
I'm talking to the man, woman, this person in the mirror, and I'm asking them to change their ways. So before you can get to, oh, so-and-so is doing this and they don't, because especially as women, we're going to, she don't clean her house and da-da-da-da. But what's going on in your house? Not even your physical house. What's going on in your mental house? So, Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror, listen to it. Listen to it. And then apply it.
Hey, that's exactly what we have to do. I mean, I can talk about this all day, every day. I'm in a relationship. I know the challenges that relationships face. But we're able to deal with those challenges. Why? Because we are pressing towards the same thing. Our heart, our mind, and our energy is going in the same direction. So, since that's being the case, when something comes that's not palatable to me or to her, we have an area where we can have a discussion now. Why? Because it's not me pointing the finger at her or her pointing the finger at me. We pointing the finger at the thing that's causing this rift between us, whatever that might be. And we deal with the thing because it don't have nothing to do with us. Our relationship is intact. It's the things that come from outside of our relationship that cause us to have to go, hey, wait a minute. This is getting kind of heated. So what's going on? What is this? Why are we allowing this to cause a reaction within both of us? Because neither one is excluded. When you're in a relationship, it's about becoming one. So when that disjointedness comes, it means that it's a separation. Why? Because of something.
And it also means it was allowed in. And that's where, it's okay to take, responsibility in relationships and be like, you know what, I'm off. I need to do this or I need to do that. Reevaluate and check yourself,
Most
and
definitely.
your spouse is there to check you too. They'll be like, what is going on? with you. But to be acceptable to it or amenable to it and be like, you know what, yeah, I am, tripping, or you are tripping, and let's deal, and change and remove it.
Because relationships is for growth. It's about growing. Everything that we do on this plane of existence, it's about us elevating ourselves. It's never about us, destroying ourselves. And if you find yourself in a destructive pattern, that means you got to stop again and reevaluate, what is this life for you? Because everybody comes here with a purpose. We have something we need to fulfill, and that fulfillment is within us. And when we fulfill that, then the expression that we are comes out into the world. And people appreciate when you are being yourself. Why? Because nobody can be you. So to be yourself is really the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
Yet you have to figure out what it is of what you understand about who you are or who you think you are. A lot of what we think we are comes from what we've been taught. And what we've been taught haven't been to our benefit. Because we was taught by teachers that was not for our benefit. We was taught by a society that was not for our benefit. But do that means that we're supposed to lay down and go, well, all these things came against me? No, what that means is that you put that challenge before you because you knew you was able to overcome it. And you knew that it was going to take you forward. Never backwards. The things that we have to face in our life, in our relationships, not only with other people, with ourselves, is the things that strengthen us. Nothing, I'm going to repeat this, I don't know, as many times as I can, because I want you to get clear in your mind what I'm saying. Nothing comes to destroy us. Everything comes to be a stepping stone for us to show ourselves that we are well capable of dealing with whatever situation comes. And those situations that come are the situations that you brought to yourself. Oh, if we can just understand that, we would look different at how things come to us. It wouldn't always be, this one doing this. Oh, if they wouldn't have did that, or they had not went and said that, I wouldn't be in this shit right now. That is not the truth.
And you know what? As an example of like physical discipline to kind of walk you through it, I like, in terms of sports, golf. Golf is a sport of just you. Like, you can be playing, and have other people, go on the course. But at the end of the day, golf is about you and being able to defeat that course, to be able to move through that course.
Challenge the course. That's right. It's there to challenge you, and you there to show it that you well up to the challenge.
And so, as muscle memory, of a physical way of being able to challenge yourself, golf is a good sport for you. And then it's not too physically, like we're like too physically demanding where you gotta be running around and doing this or whatever. But it helps to bring out the discipline in you. And again, the focus just on you in that course and moving the ball to where you got to get to go. The opponent is you.
Same thing when it comes to the heart. Hey, we run from the idea that you're going to extend yourself and somebody is not going to appreciate. And what we say is that, oh man, I showed them my love and they didn't show me no love in return. They didn't show me no love. But you extending this love that's from within you, are you expecting them to give you the same love reciprocated back? You can't expect that of anybody, because the things that we do willingly because it's what we desire to do. So when somebody don't respond in the way that you thought they should respond, that's all on us.
Another song. It takes a fool to learn that love don't love nobody.
That's right. That's a fact.
Once you understand that, then you won't be no fool no more.
Exactly. Because that's what we're talking about,
Yeah.
relationship. It's a challenge, and it's one of the, look, it's part of the universal, you can say, cycle. Why? What is the yin and the yang, the positive, the negative? All of that exists on this material plane. Why? Because it's a way of the universe trying to show us how to generate power. You can't have power without a positive and a negative diode. You can't have it. Power is not all positive, nor is it all negative. It's the balance of the both. And that's what we have to learn, how to balance within ourselves, especially us as, you can say, melanated people, people of color. We have a hard time dealing with our own emotions because we've gone through so much emotional, you can say, madness, because it comes from every direction and we hear it all the time. So then you have to, within yourself, stop and go, hey, although I know I'm connected to everything, I also understand that this thing that I consider to be myself, have a responsibility for caring for it. And in caring for yourself, you learn how to extend that care to others. Like I say, when you decide to really love yourself, you're going to always have love around you. Why? Because that's what you draw into yourself. Why? Because that's what you are emitting out into the universe. You are pulsating love. Love got to return the energy back.
And if you find yourself not there, yourself will tell you. You'll be looking around like, I am not comfortable. I need to go. Because the vibration that you are on is a distortion. That it becomes a distortion to your frequency. And you'll be like, you know what, it's not feeling right. It's time to go. Our responsibility is to act on that knowing.
Exactly.
Hey, it's time to go. Okay, let's go.
If there's anything that we need to learn as a people today, it's how to trust our own knowing. We can have things that come to us where it comes from inside of us, and then we go and bounce that off to somebody else's ear, and they go, man, that sounds crazy. But it wasn't for them. Yet we're looking for some kind of confirmation from outside of ourselves when the edict came from inside of you.
Yeah.
When something comes into your understanding and moves into your heart, that means it's for you. It's not for your buddy. It's not for your brother. It's not for your mother. It's not for your father. It is for you. We got to remember, we come into this universe as beings solely capable of every situation that we can encounter. We come here equipped. What happens to our knowledge of being equipped for every situation? We're given the idea of doubt. Once that idea enters into your being, oh, you damn yourself. Why? Because then you start doubting your own ability of knowing. You go, oh man, that couldn't have been me. Who are you telling that couldn't have been you? Who are you talking to? You talking to yourself. No one put you here. We put ourselves here. We have to remember who we are in the face of all this grandiose expression. I mean, we're no different than that tree right there that's blooming fruit. What fruit are we producing here on this earth? Everything is responsible for producing what it come here to produce. So then you have to ask yourself, what kind of fruit am I producing? Am I being a part of the earth that is a functional advantage or a functional nourishment to the earth? Or am I one of those things that's just taking and taking and taking and never giving of anything? because that plays a big part in how we express ourselves on this plane. We have to remember something, and I'm going to keep saying it. We're not just these physical bodies.
We are spiritual beings having a human experience.
And
The house of God, this is the house of God, and God dwells within.
And this human experience is what? It has two parts. That Sphinx in Egypt is the Pharaoh's head sitting on the lion's body. What do that mean? That means that we have both natures in us. We can be the apex predator, or we can act as God. And God cares for what? Everything. The Pharaoh represented God's head on earth. The lion's body represents man's existence on earth. And then that always let the people know when they looked upon it that, hey, that choice is always available. Nobody has a greater entrance into that than nobody else. We are all on that level equal. We all have a responsibility to know, why are we here? I'm not here to make just millions of dollars and do whatever I feel like. That's not why we're here. Why? Because money is the creation that we made. And we wind up worshiping the creation. I need dollars. You don't need everything that we need, we already have.
I want to give an example of that. Let's say you have $1 million and you stuck out in the middle of the ocean on a boat with no food. Salt water, no water. What you gonna drink? What can that $1 million do for you in that moment? And that's what we put value on. So to hell with those dollars. Do you know how to fish? Do you know how to turn water into salt water into something that you can drink over time? Do you know how to swim? Can you get from that boat to land? Like a bunch of other things that matter. Of course, in that particular moment, but we can create all kinds of moments. So how powerful is the dollar? It's as powerful as you make it, because what? So if I have this much money, I can get these things. But it's not an acquired knowledge. It is not a knowledge that you can take with you around the world. It's just something you can hang on to, and maybe it'll help you or be useful in that time.
Like I tell everybody, the worth of this earth is us. We are the worth. We create all these dollars and cents and material, and we create all this shit.
Right.
But the worth of this earth is us.
Yeah.
Because none of it would even exist without us. So how can that have more worth than a life?
And I just want to make a caveat. I'm not saying don't get dollars, because we need them to move through the way we see things right now. So yes, do what you can do and barter. If you barter in your time for dollars, then do that. But don't let it be the thing that rules you or runs you.
Because it's not your worth. You are the worth of the earth.
Yeah.
Nothing has worth outside of us. We the ones going to say, oh, this picture was painted by this person. It's worth this. Man, get out of here. It's worth that to you because you're saying it. Well, when I look at that picture, it don't look like it's worth shit to me. I wouldn't pay a nickel for it. Yet, people in their ideas of worth and value say, oh yeah, that's a Picasso. It's worth a lot. Well, who the hell is Picasso? I never met the man. I don't know who he is. I don't even give a damn. And I can tell you, I found some Haitian paintings that looked a whole lot better in my house than any Picasso would ever have looked. So then, the value that we place on things is the value that we give it. Why? Because it's not the value. We are the value. when we understand our value in this realm that we live in, we start changing how we live, man. We come here to enjoy our life, to express joy, to express love, to embrace life. All of creation waits for us to do what we come here to do. And yet here we are acting less than those monkeys that we be hearing hollering early in the morning. They don't ask anybody for anything at any time. They are monkeys up in that jungle that's self-sufficient. We don't feed them. We don't give them no herbs either. They stay their asses up there and live their life. And they've been there ever since I've been coming here. And I've been coming here for, over damn near 30 years. And I've been hearing them monkeys back there. Hey, they care for themselves. Why? Because they, on their monkey level, know their worth. Well, here we are supposed to be the most intelligent beings on this planet. And we don't know our own worth. What is wrong with us? We let our worth be based on what somebody say. How intelligent are we? We run around here talking about, I went to Harvard, I'm intelligent. I went to Oxford, I'm intelligent. I went to Howard. I don't give a damn what school you went to. School do not give you intelligence. School do not give you the things that you need to operate on this earth realm. How do you get that? By getting to know yourself.
Through experience.
On
living.
On that Sphinx in the front of it says, know thine own self. All else will be revealed to you. First, know thine own self. Why? Because what's encased in us is encased in everything out here.
How do you get to know yourself? How do you know yourself? What does it look like when you know yourself?
It looks like me.
But what?
When you know yourself, it looks like me. And I'm not going to say the way that I'm dressed or the way that I speak. I'm talking about the expression that I give in this earth is what? That expression of life. The expression of fulfillment. The expression of
experience.
Not just experience. The expression of knowing how to maintain your existence without the assistance of anything. I mean, when I say anything, I mean anything. Because that's what we are. We animate these bodies, but what we are is greater than this body. This body has been made in a way to where it can house all of that energy that we are and not disintegrate. So these bodies are amazing. And yet, how do we treat the body?
But so my question is so you said it looks like you, but you you weren't born that way. You turned into that. You changed into that. You evolved into
That's
that. So what are some things that a person can do to get to knowing? Like I'm kind of sure. I feel pretty good about this, but I don't know. How do I get to know?
I'm going to say this. From when we're younger, we really know a lot. We know more about ourselves than we do as we grow. Why? Because as we grow, we're being molded into...
Fear.
No, not just fear. We're being molded into a way that's supposed to be acceptable to society. So as we allow ourselves to get molded into that, even along that path, you have instances where your energy body or your spirit tells you, no, don't do that. No. I mean, you don't know where that information come from. You just go, no, I'm not going to be able to go. And then some shit happens. No, go this way. And you go that way, and then you run into somebody you ain't seen in shit, you don't know how long, and then a connection is made and some good shit go on. No, this is real life because it happens to everybody. If it didn't happen to everybody, I wouldn't be able to say, but it happens to everybody.
No, that's what I was gonna say earlier when you were talking about like how when you go to the left, when you go right, when you listen to your mind, when you listen to yourself, when you answer to that knowing, you start to see the results. You begin to feel the familiarity of what it embodies to be like, I knew it and I did it. And the results is exactly what I knew, or even better. You know, like so you begin to repeat that feeling, and you be like, oh, you know what? That was my first mind. We say it all the time. I listened to my first mind. It's when you have all the conversation and with yourself before you even start sharing it with other people. You mull it over with yourself, and you give yourself a million reasons why no, or oh, but this happened. Da, da, da. Then you call people and help them and have them support why you shouldn't follow what you knew was your first mind and you should have followed all along. But when you do, you get that feeling, you get those results, and you know, like, this is what I should do. Keep repeating that. Encourage that in yourself. Just like you said, we all have it in one. We all have it. We all know it. It's just you getting familiar with that knowing. Just like when you flick the switch, you know those lights are going to come on. You got to know it just like that. And then you'll see it happening over and over again. And then when things come that are really not of you, or come to take you off your path or lead you in another direction, you know that. You're like, you know what? I know, like this, I read, like, I'm going this way. I know I should go this way. And for what all of the reasons that we don't know why, because we avoided it, leave that behind. And just know you made the right choice, and keep encouraging that in yourself. And keep doing that over and over again.
Yes, that's exact. Thank you, Aja. Hey, that's exactly correct. I mean, what?
Someone asked, how can you practice listening to that voice?
How much time we have left?
Oh, we got some time to can answer it.
But I still want to know.
Halfway.
All right. How do you start listening to that voice? It's the voice that's always been talking to you. It's the voice that you be having arguments with. It's that voice that you be going, I ain't doing that. When they say, oh, give that to them. I ain't giving them that. Who you talking to? Ain't nobody there but you. And we are quick to show opposition to that. And that's the voice that comes from our heart, man. And we have to listen to that. And we have to obey that. And the more you listen to it, the more you're able to obey it. Why? Because then you begin to have confidence in your own being. And that's where knowledge comes in. You know, it's hard to have confidence in something when you have no knowledge of anything that pertains to this life that we live in. Knowledge is essential. Hey, it's Proverbs that say, knowledge is more precious than silver. Wisdom more greater than obtaining gold. So, if that being the truth, and dollars is supposed to represent gold tender, which it don't anymore. So what are you putting all your trust in? Because if you're putting it in knowledge, those things that you need are always going to come to you. Like I said, those monkeys up there, they don't have psychologists, psychiatrists. They don't have no family doctor that they go to. They don't have none of the things that we go through as human beings. And they are monkeys, man. Living their best life back there, howling and doing their monkey thing the way they were designed to do it. What happened to us? How did we stray from the design?
So, I like to offer for how to, listen to yourself. Because, we are entertaining a lot of chat.
Yeah, because we talk to ourselves on a whole nother level that ain't got nothing to do with our spirit. That's what that is. Our internal dialogue, when you be like, somebody say something, you be like, I don't know who the hell they think they talking to. They better check themselves.
Okay.
And it's always that internal chatter that takes us away from hearing that quiet voice that guides us. Because we're always interrupting and going, oh, well, I ain't doing that. The hell with them. They did this, and this. You think I'm going to do that for them? I'm not. And see, that's all comes from what we think, not what we know.
So
go ahead.
The chatter that we have going on, you know, we have to be responsible for that too. We got to pull up on ourselves. We got to check ourselves. You know, the relationship is you. So you got to pull up on yourself. Am I angry right now? How do I feel? Am I having a good time? Before you say something, but when you making decisions, like, how do I feel right now? Are you sitting in traffic and late for work? You know, what's going on? So before you make, especially any permanent decisions or lifelong decisions or long-term decisions, but really short-term decisions as well, because they can turn into long-term messed up decisions. But just sit with yourself for a minute, and that's when it's good to, just 5 minutes. Breathe for 2 of them. Don't think of nothing. Just breathe. In and out intentionally. And then go over what it is you need to do. What it is you're thinking about. What it is you're feeling. And then make a decision. Because as long as you stressed and you in fight or flight, as long as you in a space of like things ain't right and I need to come out and da-da-da-da, she just cussed me out. As long as you're in that space, then the decisions you make can be emotionally charged. Highly emotionally charged. You get to yourself, pull up on yourself, give yourself a self-check, and be like, you know what, I'm not going to say anything till I think this through. And then I'll, and hey, and if you do, pull up on yourself again and be like, don't do that again. You know what I mean? Nothing came of that. That was hurtful. Whatever it is, you need to, because when you make decisions that are emotionally charged, most times they lead us down the rabbit hole that we don't want to go. It takes us in a direction that we shouldn't be, because what have we learned? That we still emotional, and we need to check ourselves from that. Go ahead, baby.
Hey, you were doing so well. I was just, Hey, but that's correct though. And we have to really start. I mean, more than anything else, is trusting ourselves, man.
Yeah.
We have to quit doubting ourselves. Part of getting to a point where you are operating your power is stopping that internal dialogue that tells us every negative thing that we've been taught. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, ain't nobody want to hear that. And all these things go on in our head that we don't have to respond to. But we feel, for whatever reason, obligated to respond to. You know why? Because they have become a part of our personal history. Let your personal history die. If nothing else, understand, your personal history ain't your friend. Because the reason I say that is because we are in a constant state of evolving. So what happened to you 5 years ago shouldn't have nothing to do with what you're doing right now. Especially on a level where it's not benefiting you. Because if you did something 5 years ago that's benefiting you now, then you're still doing that thing and it's still benefiting you. But if you're doing something that you done 5 years ago that's not benefiting you, then why are we continuing in that cycle? Because we create cycles in our life and we just find ourselves like hamsters running on a wheel, going nowhere, yet exerting all the energy that we have to keep this wheel turning. That is insane. Look, it's about freedom. Freedom comes with a price. Be willing to pay that price that needs to be paid for your freedom. It's your freedom. I live here. I watch folks leaving here with such a strong desire to be there in the States. I want to go to the States. I want to go to Europe. I want to go. You know what? I'm going to say this. The best part of my life I ever lived was always right close to the jungle. When I lived in Hawaii, I loved it. Even in Miami, I loved it because I would go to parks in Miami where I would feel like I wasn't even in the city no more. So every city have a place where you can go for refuge to get out of the hustle and bustle. One of my friends just said she had problems with her heart over stress. Why stress yourself? It's our choice, you know.
Yeah.
Let's start making better choices. How do we make better choices? By acquiring knowledge that can help us make better choices. Knowledge is key to our existence, y'all. The more that we allow ourselves to acquire, the better off we are. And how did that knowledge come? It comes through our living, our experiences every day. I sit here, me and Aja, and share the knowledge that we have with y'all. Hey, that knowledge may go in your one ear and go right out the other. That's not our responsibility. That's your responsibility to do, to handle what you've been given and show yourself that you are able to move forward. Our responsibility is what we're doing right now, is to share it.
And just know that
and not only share, wait, just
okay.
right. Not only but to share it, we got to live this.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we sitting up here talking, but yeah, we getting ready to go back over there and start fighting and arguing. Well, no, we got to live this what we talk, because the challenges is gonna come. And you got to be ready for the challenge. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, I don't even know what I was gonna say. So yes, it did need to be said.
So, family, I'm gonna wrap this whole relationship thing up right here on this session right here, and I with all of my heart, I hope you guys hear what I'm saying, because you know we so quick to jump into relationships because, like I say, we get lonely. We used to having a partner, or whatever the reason. First, have a relationship with yourself.
That's the quickest way to get in a relationship. Like, secret. Like, to reveal the secret of relationships, the best way to, if you're looking for a relationship, is to find that in you, and then it just pops up.
It's gonna show. It has to.
Yeah.
Why? Because like attracts like.
Yeah.
Nothing that, like they say, opposite attracts. That's not true. I'm a chemist by trade. I understand that like molecules attract other like molecules, and it keeps going like that. We ain't no different. When folks have cancer in their body, those cancerous cells all start attaching. Where do they come from? Our own thoughts. Those cancerous, those negative thoughts that we produce help create the energy to allow cells to keep dying and going and festering in our bodies. What I'm saying is not something that's just limited to relationship. It encompasses everything. It encompasses our well-being. We are here to be the best being we can be, to show the rest of the world this is what it is to live. What are we showing them? What are the constant example that you are giving or expressing in this earth realm that will make somebody say, man, I want to live that life? You don't see no flashy cars and no fancy nothing around me. All you see is jungle. Why? Because I'm content with me. And the things that I need always come. If I go to the States and need a limousine to drive me where I need to go, a limousine gonna come drive me where I need to go. I ain't even gonna have to look for it. Everything that we need comes. When we really grasp that, we quit wanting. Wanting is our enemy. We should not want for anything.
So now we want to thank that he gets so passionate, boy, and I love it about his passion for things, because I know he makes it clear for us all to understand. We're about to wrap up. If you guys wanted to ask any questions or make any statements, we want to open up the floor to you, also to the Instagram family, as long as it's pertaining to the subject Instagram family. they'll be like, what do I do for a big old cyst on my leg? But you guys, anybody have anything they like to say or add or ask?
I just feel like this is helpful for me because being in America, you are trained to think of trends. You're trained to follow a trend. You're trained to never set apart. So this is important for me because, like, I'm here with my mom, and it's like I used to be in this shell because of trends. I never fit in with the trend, and I just recently started stepping out of that shell and just being my own self. And it's hard sometimes because it's like I'm alone. I'm by myself.
And sometimes it's okay to be alone.
But I appreciate this journey because it's teaching me stuff about myself that I didn't know. Like the things that I thought I liked was because it was this trend that was going on and it was likable by the majority. But now I'm like, oh my God, that painting is wonderful. You look at it, oh, I don't see nothing in that. So it's like, it's separating me from those people that don't have that open, like mind like I have, like I'm growing into. So this was really important for me. This conversation was important for me because the very first song that I heard when I went into that room was a song called Cycles. I never heard that song before. And when I listened to it, it pertains to everything that you guys are talking about. And just being on that cycle, you become comfortable. It's your norm. You just going and you're just going until something stops and you're like, oh my God, that's different. So let's try this. So I appreciate you guys for opening up your lives and being transparent.
We appreciate you too for opening up. It's the same for all of us. That's the thing that we have to understand. Life comes at all of us the same way. We just have to be fortify ourselves, I can say, so that we can withstand all the challenges that come to us, because we are equipped for it. That's, if I can say nothing else, we are equipped.
And I have to like really echo off what you're saying, particularly, you know, in Black America, like, boy, we trend intensive, you know, and if you're not doing this and doing that and you don't have this and have that, then you know,
nobody.
Right. And it really, it took, I would say it took me going into, because this was after the Nation of Islam, but I was in the nation for a while. I still feel like a part of the nation. I love the Nation of Islam, Minister Farrakhan. But, you know, even that became a trend. Like, it was a trend within a trend, you know? But, you know, you see, but it's when you start making those steps aside, and that's what I was saying earlier about trusting your knowing when you hear your first mind and going with it and then seeing the results. So then you keep doubling down on it. You know what? I'm going to bet on me again. I thought this, I'm going to follow it. And then you see, and you start to encourage yourself. So I was doing all kinds of strange things to everybody else, covering my head up, covering my body up. And they're like, girl, what is wrong with you? It was I was raised Christian. I didn't have to cover a damn thing up. I mean, it was still my walk just to see how things would go. I was betting on myself, even when everybody was going the other way. And I would say, like, at times it used to feel uncomfortable. Now I feel good when I see everybody going this way and I'm going the other way. I'd be like, I that's where I don't want to go, because I know the minds of most is already captured, right? I used to do an experiment with him. I would tell him when we would be driving on the highway, the tolls, I would tell him every time, if you see a long line, all you got to do is look to the far right and to the far left. There is always a line open and no one is in it. But everybody comes through into the highway and gets in the line. And it's like, for the life of me, I can understand it, because these lanes are wide open. And these people are waiting, like, everybody's going on their way, and these people wait in those lines. Same thing in ticket lines. And listen to what I'm saying. The next time you're in a line, look outside the line. There's always an open, there's always one just flowing. And so that's really how I kind of feel like myself with life or whatever. I don't always want to get in this line. Sometimes, you might have to get in the line. But I'm going to look for other ways.
Very good.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for all the sharing.
absolutely.
I come from a family that believe in sharing. Progress to sharing.
Mm-hmm.
You progress only when you share.
Yes.
And I think that's a lot that you can actually sharing with us your life experience, the teaching of harmony and the appreciation of diversity. So and also the belief that you can create your own path on believing in yourself and your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I gather from what you
That's
expressed.
exactly what we
Share.
That's
saying.
it.
I think that's the light.
Yeah.
That all we need to be open to.
Yes.
So we let ourselves benefit of that light and move forward and help others
Yeah.
by sharing along the way as we meet people and making that impact, making people feel like, yes, it's important. Sometimes it's just a good morning.
Yes.
A smile, and it makes a big difference.
Makes a world of difference.
What's going on here? Walking into an elevator and say good morning, people will be, what's going on? It's like afraid, but it's positive light.
Right.
And that's what we need to share. And I love making that experience myself. Say good morning to people when I meet them, and you see how big of a difference.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes when you say how are you doing and you stop, you don't walk
Right.
because you care to know how the person is doing.
Really doing.
But
You're
when
absolutely
somebody
right.
tells you how you doing and just walk away.
Right.
It doesn't. That the person doesn't care. It's a trend. It's a repeating something that's just to say it. But
Exactly.
you don't mean it, but you need to mean it and take the time to listen. And that
Yes.
makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
Thank you, bro. I
Thank you.
appreciate your input, man, because it's
Yeah.
true. And the
Both of
beautiful
you guys.
thing is that it's inside of all of us,
Yeah.
and we ignore the best part of ourselves. How do you ignore the best part of yourself? That's the part you should be wanting to express, the best part. So let's get with being the best of ourselves. That's all. Oh yeah, you want the input?
And I did want to say, like, let's cut down the clutter and the interference. TV emotionally charges us. Music, our favorite music. Listen to your favorite music. Like, listen to your favorite songs. And what are the messages coming from those songs? What gets you all hyped up and excited? Like, again, pull up on yourself. Check yourself. And then, of course, if we're living in cities, the vibration and the thoughts of people around us, the TV shows they're watching, the experiences they're having in their homes. There is no, the frequency goes through homes. It goes through walls. So that's why it's important to make sure you pulling up on yourself, checking those things, and then regrouping, recharging, and making sure you aware that that's happening and that you cleansing yourself of it. Grounding, going to the beach, being here. These are things that help, reinvigorate you and, give you that recharge.
Thank you, babe. Well, family, hey, we're about to cut this one. So Thursday, we be back at you again.
This
Hey,
Thursday.
we enjoy sharing what we have to offer with y'all, and we're gonna come back with another. Hey, maybe you guys should DM me and email me and let me know what you would like to hear me talk about, because I'd be
Email.
glad to
Click the link in the bio.
email, and I'll be glad to take on subjects that you guys want to hear, because
Yeah.
we're here to share. We're here with the USHA family. I do this for the USHA Village every Tuesday and Thursday, and I allow you guys to benefit from it because you guys are my Instagram family, and you guys talk about how much I don't be on doggone line. So I'm here twice a week. Can't say nothing. I'm here twice a week. All right, y'all. Thank y'all. Hey, peace. Enjoy your day. Hey, well, it was good having you, bro. It's good having you too. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, you know, this whole journey is about us
Mom,
expressing
you seen that
ourselves, man.
Yeah.
Ross digging that hole right
Yeah.
there.
He dug it in. He's still digging.
Yeah.
I